Violence against women is not a women's problem. It is not a problem of bad choices, not enough caution, wrong clothing, walking home too late, trusting the wrong person, or failing to see the warning signs soon enough. Violence against women is a social, legal, cultural, and political problem. And as long as society keeps telling women to be more careful, instead of actually stopping violent men, we are not solving the problem. We are only moving the responsibility from the perpetrators to the victims. Recently, a senior German police official caused controversy after saying that women might be statistically safer if they did not enter relationships with men. At first, that sounds shocking, but the reason it hits so hard is because it forces people to look at a truth society prefers to avoid. The greatest danger to a woman is often not the unknown stranger in a dark alley. Very often, it is the partner, the ex-partner, the family member, the friend, the coworker, the teacher, the coach, the religious leader, the trusted man, the man who had access to her home, her body, her trust, and her life. And that is the part society does not want to confront. Because it is easier to tell women, do not walk alone at night, be careful who you date, watch your drink, do not trust too quickly, avoid dangerous men. But how is a woman supposed to identify a dangerous man when many abusers do not introduce themselves as abusers? How is she supposed to protect herself from a partner who was kind in the beginning? How is a girl supposed to choose a safe father? How is a woman supposed to know that the person saying "I love you" may later control her, manipulate her, humiliate her, drug her, rape her, gaslight her, or destroy her sense of reality? This is no longer a question of female caution. This is a question of systems. And right now, the system too often does the wrong thing. Women are sent to shelters while violent men remain free. Women are told to change their phone numbers, move homes, alter their routines, document everything, prove everything, explain everything, wait, endure, and survive. Meanwhile, too many perpetrators learn one thing very clearly. The consequences are slow. The consequences are rare. The consequences are weak. That is not protection. That is the management of women's fear. We need something stronger. We need police who treat violence against women as a serious threat, not as a private argument. We need prosecutors who act with determination instead of exhausting victims with endless doubt. We need courts that understand psychological abuse, coercive control, sexual violence inside relationships, and long-term manipulation. We need penalties that actually deter perpetrators. We need mandatory intervention programs for abusers. We need schools where boys are taught emotional regulation, consent, boundaries, accountability, empathy, and human rights. We need a culture that stops romanticizing jealousy, control, and possessiveness as passion. We need men who refuse to stay silent when their friends degrade, threaten, harass, or excuse violence against women. And let this be very clear. This is not hatred of men. This is opposition to abusers. Men who are not violent should not feel attacked when women talk about violence. They should be among the loudest people demanding accountability. A real ally does not only say, "Not all men." A real ally asks, which men are doing this? Who is protecting them? Who is excusing them? Who is staying silent? And how do we stop them? Because the problem is not only the individual abuser, the problem is also the culture that protects him. The culture that says he was provoked, he lost control, he had a difficult childhood, she should have left sooner. Why did she go back? Why did she not report it? Why did she report it only now? Maybe she misunderstood. Maybe she is exaggerating. Maybe he is actually a good man. Enough. The question is not why she did not leave sooner. The question is why he had enough power to trap her in fear. The question is not why she did not scream. The question is why he believed he had a right to her body. The question is not why she trusted him. The question is why he abused that trust. The question is not why women are afraid. The question is why abusers are not afraid of consequences. We also need to be careful that the discussion about violence against women is not turned into a tool for racism or political manipulation. Violence against women is not an imported problem. It is not the problem of one nationality, one religion, one culture, one class, or one political group. Violence against women exists in families, marriages, schools, churches, workplaces, wealthy neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods, conservative spaces, progressive spaces, rural areas, and modern cities. When politicians use violence against women only to attack immigrants, refugees, or foreigners, they are not protecting women. They are using women as political weapons. Because if they truly cared about women's safety, they would also speak about violence at home. Violence inside marriages, violence inside long-term relationships, violence committed by fathers, husbands, boyfriends, brothers, friends, teachers, coaches, pastors, bosses, and trusted men. The uncomfortable truth is this: many women are not most threatened by a stranger. They are threatened by someone they know. That is why the answer cannot simply be, women, avoid men. If a woman chooses celibacy, 4B, single life, separatist spaces, women-only communities, or complete refusal of relationships with men, she has the right to do that. That can be a rational boundary in a world that has failed to protect women. But it cannot be the only solution. Because if women are forced to withdraw while abusers remain untouched, then the system has not changed. It has only made women smaller. We do not need only more careful women. We need fewer unpunished abusers. We need legal change. We need cultural change. We need educational change. We need male accountability. We need institutional responsibility. Legal change because consequences must be real. Cultural change because control, humiliation, and sexual entitlement must stop being normalized. Educational change because boys should not grow into men who think power means domination. Male accountability because good men cannot stay passive while violent men shape women's reality. Institutional responsibility because police, prosecutors, and courts exist to protect people, not to send victims back into danger with advice and paperwork. Women should not have to live like a safety project. Women should not have to plan every route, every date, every drink, every message, and every ride home as a survival strategy. Women should not have to choose between love and safety, between trust and survival, between freedom and protection. If society expects women to live with less freedom because some men are violent, then society has not solved the problem. It has simply learned to tolerate it, and that is not enough. So, we need to change the question, not, what should women do to protect themselves? But, what are we going to do so abusers lose power? Not, why do women choose the wrong men? But, why do the wrong men get so many chances? Not, how can women survive violence? But, how do we build a society where violence against women is no longer minimized, excused, delayed, or buried until the next tragedy? Protection is not enough. Awareness is not enough. Sympathy is not enough. Words are not enough. We need accountability. We need consequences. We need education. We need justice. We need a system that finally tells perpetrators, your excuses are over. Your silence is over. Your protection is over. Your access to women without accountability is over. Because women were not born to hide. Women were not born to adapt to danger. Women were not born to prove their pain. Women were not born to pay the price for male violence, male entitlement, or male irresponsibility. Women have the right to safety, the right to freedom, the right to love without fear, the right to a body without coercion, the right to a life without violence. And if the system does not guarantee that yet, then the system must change. Legally, culturally, socially, institutionally, without apology. Not because we hate men, because we reject violence. Not because we want fear, because we demand freedom, not because we want revenge, because without consequences there is no justice, and without justice there is no safety.